All right, guys, as you can see up on the screen, we're back talking about Sofi Technologies Incorporated once again. Posted a couple videos over the last couple of days. Seems like they've been doing pretty well for Sofi. You know, it seems like a company that people are really excited about and also very interested about, because this is a company where the stock price is pretty volatile. So, you know, day to day, that's going to have some interesting and fun to follow swings, both up and down. But also, it's a company that's doing a lot of big things, making a lot of big promises, and should continue to have a lot of big, catalysts and news stories and stuff going on over the next couple of months and years. So it's actually a really fun stock to follow, and it's one that I've just recently started following over the last couple of weeks, and yeah, it's been pretty entertaining and pretty interesting so far. I think there's a lot of different ways you can play this stock going forward in the future, and there's a lot of reason to be excited about it. But obviously today, there was not a ton to be excited about. This thing was down 4%, which is really rough. We're trying to start the new year strong, and I know that we closed the new year at 1581, and we closed yesterday at right around 1568. So we're down a little bit, to start out the new year, but no one really was looking for this big kind of jump down to $15. That's a little bit, kind of annoying. Last 6 months, we're down 13%. The past year, we're down, or we're up 23.87%. So, depending on when you've gotten involved with SoFi, and depending on when you've bought in, if you've bought the dips, if you've sold high, you could be up or down pretty significantly on the stock, and I think that's what makes it pretty interesting. But again, year to date so far, we're down 4%. Has not been a great start to the year for SoFi, but there is still some positive stories coming out for it. And another reason why I'm not too concerned about this thing going down 4% today is that this was not a great day overall in the markets. Yes, the Dow was up, but I don't really think the Dow is that great of an indicator of the overall market. Not something that I put as much weight in or whatever, but the S&P was down today, only 0.06%, so nothing crazy. NASDAQ was down 1.33%, so a lot of these more growth tech companies were down today. They're kind of beaten down. Russell was up, so some of these smaller companies, but as far as S&P and NASDAQ were concerned, both of them were down. So the fact that SoFi is down on overall, not a great day in the market, that doesn't have me too concerned. Now, if this was a day where the market was humming, or, if this is a day where a lot of growth companies were up and a lot of things were doing really well and SoFi was still beaten down, to me, that would be a little bit more concerning. But, obviously, when the market's down, some of these more speculative, some of these more growth-oriented, some of these more, future-looking companies might be down a little bit more. So I'm not too worried about this, for SoFi. But there were a couple, interesting and good articles and stories coming out that I did want to cover. This guy, Ryan Downey, for the Motley Fool, says exactly how I'd invest $5,000 if I had to start from scratch today. His goal here is, as he says, to make a blueprint for beginning investors. Trying to invest in companies that are undervalued, really strong, have good growth prospects, and are interesting going into the future. And one good sign here is that, when you scroll down, he has SoFi Technologies, SOFI right here. He says, I want to buy stocks that have wide economic moats, strong cash flow, and sales growth that's outpacing the market. I'd also consider high-quality, financially healthy companies with attractive valuations. And again, he has SoFi on that list. So that's a good sign. Obviously SoFi getting some good publicity, getting some articles written about them that are catered towards, newer, younger, starting off investors. Because again, these are people that are going to be in the markets for 5, 10, 20, 30 years down the line. If they start putting money into SoFi now, and make a lot of money off it now, they could be obviously very strong SoFi holders and investors going into the future. So I thought this was pretty cool, to see some of that. As far as some of the other good news coming out for SoFi today, I know we've had a lot of talk, obviously, about the bank charter and when that's going to be happening or not happening or whatever, and how that's going to be a massive catalyst. But a potential another catalyst for SoFi, and something that people are talking about today over on the SoFi subreddit, a new feature rolling out. Margin investing, and then obviously the next logical question is, are options coming next? These are obviously things that especially the more retail, the more speculative investors have been getting very into over the last couple of years. Now, I think some of this has died down as we turn the chapter into 2022, where 2020, 2021 was all about high risk, high speculation, margins, options, all this stuff. And in 2022, people are more like, hey, I want some Apple, I want some Google, I want some Microsoft, that type of stuff. But I do still think that, these high swing, high speculation, high velocity, high volatility plays are going to be around for the near future. And I think, offering these features and especially features that people want could potentially help get you more users onto your platform. And obviously be able to make more money off those users as well. So, this guy posted a screenshot where on his SoFi app, there is margin investing. You can borrow money from SoFi to buy stocks and other securities. You also have the option to disable it, all that stuff. And here that they have the margin interest rate is 5%. Now, some people are a little bit concerned about that. They say that like Robinhood has 2.5% margin. I think people are saying that TD Ameritrade maybe has higher than 5% margin. I know with Robinhood, you also have to pay like a monthly fee as well. So, depending on exactly where these interest rates are going to be, maybe this interest rate will go down over time or whatever. But at least it is still another, potential money generating, revenue and profit generating avenue for SoFi. I think that's very, very exciting. I think this is great news that they are continuing to have positive news, positive catalysts, rolling out new features. Because, obviously, some of the problems with SoFi right now is the fact that they have a very, very high cost of customer acquisition. They have high, marketing costs. They're doing all these things, but if each customer they acquire, they're able to make more money off of them or get them, using SoFi in more and more ways and have more, avenues of revenue generation like margin investing and like potentially options later on down the road. This could be very, very good for SoFi. I think this is really, really cool. And then some people are saying that they don't see it on their app. This guy's saying he updated his app this morning and it was part of the changes. So people are excited about this. I think this is very, very good news. Again, we're still waiting on like the official bank charter announcement, but it does seem like SoFi is just coming out with more and more of these features, making more and more of these moves to become, truly like a traditional financial institution and make some of those changes in a very positive way, which I think is really, really good and really, really exciting. Then we do have another story as well. Joe Biden asked student loan borrowers to do their part in preparing for payments to resume on May 1st as pressure for broad cancellation ramps up again. So many people are concerned that once student loans come back, they're not going to be able to pay them. Obviously, you haven't had to pay off your student loans for like, I don't know, over a year now. It's been crazy. Part of the pandemic is just been pushing back these student loan debt payments. And there is billions and billions of dollars in student loan debt in the United States. I mean, this is absolutely massive. And we've heard a couple of times like, hey, this is the actual deadline, guys. This is when we're going to start paying back student loans. This is the time. So get ready, get ready, get ready. And then for whatever reason, it always gets pushed back, whether it's because, COVID picks back up again, inflation, job worries, whatever. But now Biden is really ramping up people to be like, hey, May 1st, we're going to start paying these back. So get ready. Will people be able to pay these back or not? We don't know. How big of a financial crisis is this going to cause? We really don't know. It could be nothing. It could be an absolutely gigantic mess. But we do know on the SoFi side, obviously, they are involved in student loans. They had a large number of people refinance their student loans with SoFi over the pandemic, especially as we've seen, historically low interest rates. It was a great time to refinance. It was a great time for companies like SoFi to be able to, take on a lot of these new loans and stuff like that. But obviously, they don't really make money off any of that until the people start paying them back. So coming May 1st, this could be another big catalyst, another big revenue generating opportunity for SoFi. Now, how many people are not going to be able to pay these? How many people, are they going to get stuck with some of these bills? What's going to happen? We don't know, but there will be some amount of money coming in, and overall, this should be a very, very net positive for SoFi if it actually does start on May 1st. Now, there's no guarantee that it is actually going to or whatever, but just understand that obviously SoFi does have a significant hand in the student loan game, and this could be a very, very good story for them as well. So even though today was not necessarily a great day on the market, there is still some good things going on behind the scenes, some good publicity, some good new moves for SoFi that should be overall adding to the value of the company, even if we're not necessarily seeing it in the stock price. Again, you zoom out, you're looking 1, 2, 5, 10 years later on down the future. Some of the things they're setting up right now are absolutely going to help this company be more valuable in the future. So, not a great day for your SoFi shareholder in the short term, but I do still think, a lot of things are on track in the long term. So again, not too much to worry about, at least in my opinion. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you did enjoy it. I would appreciate it so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about SoFi. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.